Hi everyone, this is Nate, and I'm so glad that you're joining me for this video here for those predictions. We're in the middle of March, March 14 actually, and this is also the time for the lunar eclipse. So I thought that would be the perfect time for sharing with you the predictions that I have for you today for the US and the world. I wanted to thank every one of you who are giving me your questions, and I will make a point to share out and shout out your names so you get the recognition here in the video. And of course, I appreciate if you can subscribe, like, share the video, and comments because this is really helpful to me and this allows me to be discovered through the YouTube algorithm. So thank you so much for doing that. I will also give away a free reading. This is a 3 questions email reading. And all you need to do here is to put any comment under this video and you're entered in the giveaway that we'll announce in 2 weeks. Actually, I will also share at the end of the video who won the video from 2 weeks ago from that first March predictions video. Just a few notes before we get started. The tarot class is tomorrow, Foundations of Tarot. If you are registered, you should have received the invitation via Zoom. If not, let me know. It's still time if you want to join. You will find the information on this channel and in this video. I will have a Lenormand cards class next month in April. And that includes the Grand Tableau. You can see on my channel, I know a lot of you like, the Grand Tableau reading. And so I will go into the foundations of Lenormand and how to do a tableau in a class next month. So thank you so much. And I will be now also letting you know that tomorrow, Saturday, I will record a video with Sherry, Voices from the Swamps, and we will looking at Mike Johnson. And then Sunday afternoon, I'll do a personal reading, free readings video live. And so you can find that on my channel, as well as a little bit earlier in the day, a members Ask Me Anything video. Thank you so much, and we are gonna get started now. So first question, we're starting with the US, and I know it feels like my last video was just 2 weeks ago and just been crazy and crazier. So we have our seatbelt fastened and we are just gonna try to navigate, this very challenging times. The first question comes from Lupe. Will the veterans that have been fired will be rehired? So that's for the veterans fired. Will they be rehired? I know a number of them comes from the transgender community, but I feel like there's also others. So my answer to that is yes. And I feel like there will be some blocks, some reversal from justice in the courts. And so a number of veterans that have been fired for whatever reasons, I see them being rehired. But it's because, and this is going to be a theme, a lot of the Trump's decisions are going to be challenged in courts, including the Supreme Court, that I feel will push back in a number of things this year. Scattered Everywhere asks, will there be a run on the banks? No. I feel like the money is safe. I don't see any problem with banking at this moment. Michelle Francis asked, will the 2024 election will be decertified? I am not saying that. I feel, though, that I mentioned in my previous video that we will get more information about the what has been happening with the election, the cheating, basically, for entertainment purposes only. And we will be getting some information of what has happened, which includes Musk involvement and Russia's involvement into the 2024 election. So that will be revealed, but I don't feel like this will be revealed to a point that will overturn Trump or the certification. Peonies ask, do I see Trump sick? Yes, if you have actually seen my videos, I do see Trump getting sick. I see a surgery. I've always seen him ending up in a wheelchair. So to me, I am very, I feel very strong that there's going to be some health issues that are coming. I don't see Vance president in April. That was your question, but I do see Trump getting sick. And I know that was a recurrent question, but uh, do I see Trump doing the 4 years? I've always said yes, but there's also a possibility that you will see actually when in one of my Grand Tableau Lenormand card readings that I feel like one thing that could stop Trump for being president for 4 years would be his health. And I just don't have a timeline, but I just do feel that that could stop the 4 years because I do see him sick. I see surgeries and I see, I have always seen that wheelchair. Um, the the other thing is that if you look at the 4 years, I do feel also that the midterms will turn the House blue. And so in any case, I see Trump being very diminished the last 2 years. So I wanted to share that because I know it's a common question. Um, there's a question from Susanna. How does Usha Vance feels about the work that Vance is doing? And I'm gonna pull cards on that. So how does Usha Vance feels about what Vance is doing? Like how does Usha Vance feels about what Vance is doing? Ace of Swords, like taking decisions, making decisions, lots of communication with the judgment, and Three of Cups celebration. So I really don't have the feel that Usha feels like the job cause any problems. I feel like there's actually a sense of support, unfortunately, that I see. Healer Jules asked, an important topic of social security, and what do I see regarding social security? So I've shared that in a previous video, but I'm happy to bring it back that I do feel that Social Security will stay as a program. Now, will there be attacks against Social Security or trying to attack Social Security? Yes. Will that impact people 50 and over? No, I don't feel this is really where the problem is. I feel that they will try to look at, age, for example. I feel also because of the workforce reduction at SSA that I could see issues with paperwork. I could see issues with reaching agents. And so I don't see a problem with keeping SSA like Social Security, but there will be a disorganization of the department or the services just because of that. And it's the same. Actually, it was not a question, but I see with the IRS. And so I could see delays in getting refunds just because of this disruption. Same thing with SSA. I could see issues with paperwork just not so much from the political standpoint. It is political, but it's more about the workforce reductions. Politically, they will try to attack Social Security, but I don't see that going through all the way. I feel the age might be a topic that will come for people 50 or less. Crazy Shark and Babs Price ask about the US stock market. So I really do feel that I've told you that I saw a recession. This is in my general 2025 video and even the next talk from 2 weeks ago. I do feel that there's going to be a lot of ups and downs in the stock market, but overall, it will be coming down. I feel particularly now, particularly in the summer and the second half. of the year with some fluctuation, but a downward trend. Will it go as bad as 2008? No, but it is pretty strong. And so, I think the stock market at this time is a gamble, and I feel like we will see huge variations. It's going to be a reflection of the tariffs, of the economy, and the budgets. So be careful if you have money with the stock market, likely coming down overall as a trend, but with kind of wide variations is how I feel. Summer and second half, I just don't feel good. I mentioned that with you. I feel like this mini drop, this crash that we're seeing, all those drops that we're seeing, is not the last one. Since that 14, do I see a terrorist attack in the US within the next 6 months? 6 months, I couldn't say. Feels short to me. But I do see at least a terrorist attempt, not necessarily going all the way through, but it involves a transportation. So plane, train, car. And I feel that this would be within 12 months. I felt 6 months, maybe, but I feel like it's longer. But I don't feel like it's going to turn into the full catastrophe, if you will. But I feel like there will be some sort of terrorist activity. And I feel like it's related to transportation, plane, train, or a car. So wanted to share that with you. Cricket asked if there will be a martial law. No, I don't see that. Jen, talking something that happened recently with the American airline plane that caught on fire, early landing in Denver. What do I see there? I went into my cards, and to me, I felt like this was a maintenance issue, and I felt like the maintenance issue was related to shortage of staff. So that's what I see here, unfortunately. We're going to be talking about flying in a little bit, but yes, not good at all. And the impact of all the changes and the workforce reductions at the FAA. Jamali, can you talk about Medicaid, and will there be cuts? Yes, there will be cuts in Medicaid. This is coming out of the current budget being reviewed. Um, and will this impact some of the people on support for assisted living? Yes, I feel that there's going to be some cuts, not all the way, but I see like almost in every category some level of cuts. I don't feel they take everything away in each category, but there's just less money overall. Um, Estelle, will Elon Musk lose its US citizenship? I got a no on that. I see him in big trouble, big, big trouble. I see court trouble. I feel like he should be extremely careful, like he's already done enough of a mess, and he put himself enough of a mess that is going to have some legal troubles for entertainment purposes only. Um, and I do feel that this is going to be a big problem for him, but I don't see him losing the US citizenship. Moving on. Patricia asked, do I see violence and protest? Yes, I see violence and protest. I see protest for particularly veterans. I see protests even from anyone, frankly, because everyone is being impacted here. So yes, there will be some protests and violence. I feel like it will be. I don't see like terrible acts of violence, but I feel like the protests will be very strong in intensity. Mr. Custom Hair. Do I see Kamala Harris being governor of California? And this was very interesting. When I got into this, I I felt with the energy that I got that that was a yes. But I also got the sense like there was a very tight primary. And so I feel like it's a little bit early to read on this. My feeling is yes, but I feel like it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be quite a battle. And I feel like with surprises. And so I'm getting a yes, but I think it's gonna be a lot going on here in California for the governorship. Okay, Spirits Insights Rose is asking if Musk is doing the dirty work for Trump from a legal or financial perspective. Yes, I feel like definitely he is doing. Let me pull a card here. Musk doing the work. And the hermit, and I feel like he will do the dirty work, and when all the dirty work is done, Trump's gonna kick him out, or is Musk gonna have his downfall. Remember that I predicted that they would have a complete separation and breakup. So seeing the hermit here already here is telling like I could really see that happening this year. Roxanne is asking a little bit of an energy read on Kamala Harris. So, how is she doing? Kamala Harris. The King of Cups feeling very emotional when she sees what's happening. But as you know, the cups are not actions. And I feel like she's more into an emotional processing than an action at this moment. Joe Biden, how is he doing? The Seven of Cups, I feel like it's a lot of thoughts and emotions as well. Again, we're not seeing wands, we're not seeing sword, we're seeing emotions. Seven of Cups, it's almost like rethinking a lot that was happened. Question for Obama: what's going on with Barack Obama at this present time? Nine of Swords. So there's more here of a sense of doing something, trying to fight what's going on. And then George Bush, Queen of Swords, also feeling like taking actions, but frankly, we're not seeing that just yet. It's just interesting that Kamala Harris, and Joe Biden, are feeling more on the emotion side, being very close to the situation. And Obama and Bush, I feel like are thinking more from an action perspective, both of them. So let's see what happens. Karina, do I see Andrew Cuomo, mayor of New York City? I saw a lot of energies here. And at this stage, I think it needs to be read again. But at this stage, I feel like it's quite possible. Okay. Next question is from Quiza 14. What's going to happen with Trump not accepting the Supreme Court decisions? Yes, actually, I feel that the Supreme Court will actually push back on some of Trump's decision. And I feel like Trump will really have a hard time accepting. Two of Pentacles. I don't think he's going to have to be able to push back. There's a lot of weighing the pros and cons here. And I feel like the Supreme Court will have the last word. I could see a couple justices, even though they're more aligned with the Republican side, but they will follow the Constitution. Lupe, uh, for the midterms, do I see Florida turning blue? No, I don't see that. I am sorry. Kitty Love 44. Do I see Trump fleeing the country? No, I don't see him escaping. I don't see that. Or fleeing. Sarah, will the US close the borders to US citizens? No, I don't see that. Um, it's from the point of view of Trump trying to prevent people to leave the country as things go bad or worse. However, something that made me get a hit here is that I feel like there's some sort of virus. I see that late spring, summer, maybe a bit after, and I do feel like there's going to be some sort of restrictions. And so something about travel restrictions could be in place, but I don't think that I feel like it would be for a short time, and it would be to prevent some sort of virus, pandemic, or anything that I feel might happen. And so it's not for US citizens, but I feel like there will be some sort of restrictions. Pork and beans is asking me about the Supreme Court who raised the threshold for raw sewage. Will there be problems with the water? Will, as a result, to raise the threshold for raw sewage in the water, this is definitely not good. Raw sewage in the water. Will there be any problems here? That's is, I feel like Page of Sword. The news gonna bring people to fight. Page of Pentacles, there's money involved here. Page of Wand, I see this being fought. News. Um, Let me see. I see King of Swords, the decision being revisited. So I feel like this is not the end for that. There's gonna be some pushback. Cecilia, do I see Kamala Harris and Tim Walz back to the White House? No. I wish I could say yes, but that's a no. Sherry, we were talking about flying. Is flying safe in the US? Well, here is what I think from what I see. I feel like it's not as safe as it used to be because of the personnel being laid off or fired, the restrictions on FAA, the problems with Boeing. So my advice would be to fly when necessary, and would be technically to avoid Boeing planes just because of the safety reasons. But I know it's not necessarily easy, but that would be what I would do. I don't want to tell you what to do, but this is what I would do. Ankalag, we will get stimulus checks for everyone. No, the $5,000 stimulus check, I don't see it. No, they're gonna want to keep that money. Bethan, March 18. What do I see for March 18 in the cards? March 18. March 18. Two of Cups. Some sort of partnership, an agreement. Four of Swords. So I don't think something like blowing up. I'm just getting in a sense like an agreement and an acceleration. Something emotional. Could there be something related to the war, Russia-Ukraine on the 18th? That feels a little bit early, but to me, there's news about partnerships, alignment. Debo, what do I see for Hakeem Jeffries right now? I see him overwhelmed. I do see him planning a fight, and I see him becoming successful. So he has been silent or not really vocal as much, but I see him working on a plan, working on a fight. Dorothy, will the allies come back to the US after Trump? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Mary, she wants to know how things are going at Guantanamo Bay. Yes. Mary, how things go at Guantanamo Bay. I think more and more people are being detained there. There's an acceleration. Ace of Sword, I feel like it's very, very rough. No emotions, no nothing. Judgment, I almost get the sense like there's gonna be Five of Cups losses. I see almost like people being hurt. I'm afraid to say. I can get the sense with the judgment that there's going to be some court actions against what's been happening in Guantanamo Bay. Judgment, a sense of loss, the Ace of Sword, an acceleration. Something's going on, and I feel like this is going to go to court. I don't think like appropriate rules are being followed. I feel like but this is going to surface. I feel that. Tracy, what do I see as far as the electricity bills in Minnesota as a result of the response from Canada and the tariffs? I feel like the bills are going to go up. And I feel like it's logical, but it's also what I see generally speaking, an increase. I feel like this is going to come, yeah, Queen of Cups. Interesting. I see justice. So there may be also there a challenge in the court, because I feel like there's going to be some protests and some challenges. So it's a theme, a lot of court cases. G4860. What do I see as far as the student loans and the plus loan payment? I got this sense of pressure, and I felt like this is gonna be, and then I got the Knight of Pentacles. So I don't see something drastic, but I feel like there's gonna be pressure to pay back the money or less money coming in to pay back the loans or not receiving as much from the loans. But I felt, yes, this doesn't look good. I got the devil here. So student loans or those plus loan payments, I feel like there's going to be a pressure, a financial pressure for the borrowers. We're moving to Canada. Hello, Canada. I did predict that Carney would be the one chosen. And Marie, hi Marie, I promised her that I would do a shout out, that do I see Carney um, fighting the good fight in terms of the tariffs and the ownership of the land, keeping the borders intact with the US. Yes, I feel like he's going to do an exceptional job. And I feel that this is going to put Carney in a neck and neck position against Poilievre for the election. Um, I, if you remember, I remember my readings. I mentioned that I saw Poilievre winning by a thin margin. I still feel that. I feel like it's neck and neck and really, really close. And I do see Poilievre getting some money. Possibly, I feel like there could be an involvement of Musk to push Poilievre, even though people prefer Carney. And so I feel like this is going to be neck and neck because Carney will have more support from the people, but I see Poilievre getting help, particularly with finances. So at this moment, I stick to my original prediction, but it's neck and neck. Diane, there was a meeting. There will be a meeting at the White House inviting Doug Ford and the Canadian ministers. What will come out of that? The Fool. It's funny you ask, will this be a dîner de con, which means it's a French saying for saying everyone making a fool of themselves. And I got the Fool. So I don't see anything coming out of that. Dorothy, you're asking about the future of Ontario. Future of Ontario. The lovers, this is good. This is also talking about relationship with, the rest of the country. Um, I feel like there's some fair amount of fighting that feel like it's politic. Five of Wands and stability in the government with the Emperor. Four of Pentacles, it's like holding to money. So I don't feel like concerns for Ontario. I feel I see a lot of stability actually. Diane, will the border be redrawn by Trump? No, 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 and no. We're moving on to Ukraine. Elen is asking, what do I see for Ukraine? I actually feel, I mentioned that in a previous video, that I see a peace deal this year, and I feel like it will happen. I feel that was just yesterday. It was not a complete no from Putin. I think Putin is playing a game with Trump, but interestingly, he has not fully rejected the deal. It was like half point between the yeah and the nay. So Putin is willing to negotiate. The EU is going to continue to support the Ukraine. I see a peace deal this year. We're transitioning towards that Six of Swords. Battle continues, Five of Wands, and then the Lovers. That would be a sign of a deal. I feel like it's gonna get resolved this year. Sharon, did the US will end sanction against Russia? Not end, but reduce. And I feel like that's going to be part of the deal. We're moving to New Zealand. Hello, I'm so glad to talk to you. I'm glad that we're opening this reading to the rest of the world. Do I see seismic or earthquake activity mid-March so between now and early April? No, I don't see that, but I do feel right now a sense of in the next few weeks, like I'm getting a sense of earthquake. I know it's pretty easy to say because I don't have a particular geography, but I don't think this is New Zealand, that area. So I don't know where it is. I just feel like there's something brewing. Australia, hello. Do I see Lisa Marie is asking, do I see a change in Prime Minister? Yes, I really do. China, will there be a change of Prime Minister with Xi anytime soon? The Hierophant, I see him, so I don't feel like there's a sense of a change here. And the Fool, I feel like everything is kind of up in the air. Um, I was doing this and I got the Two of Pentacles up in the air. So I feel like she stays, but there's a lot of uncertainties behind the scenes. Some other questions, very interesting, actually. Some of the interesting questions. Lee, the people from outer space, like, will they be the astronauts? Will they be able to bring back to Earth? I'm getting a yes, but I see a lot of complications and difficulties and time needed. PB, do I see a change of directions in the Gulf Stream? I feel a lot is going in the Gulf Stream, and we don't speak enough about that. I see it warming up, and I get the sense like there's movements into different directions. So change of directions, I can see this happening. I feel like there's like something shifting in the Gulf Stream and difference of temperatures and almost like different movements back and forth. So that feels like something is up going on here. Page of Cups, Two of Cups. I feel like that Two of Cups almost tells me, it's that relationship. And so I feel like I keep getting like a sense of instability, different movements, change of directions, but in different ways. So there's something going on with the Gulf Stream. I have not looked it up. I will, but I see it warming up and I see a lot of movements in different directions. And then a final question that actually is a very good question from Pat Lee. What we think about is what we bring about. So why are we not all focusing on peace, abundance, and security? And that's actually what we should be doing. Meditating, praying, working with our spiritual guides, with God, the universe. And the reason we're not doing it is we're caught up in fear. But everything, we're caught up in that fear, and it's very human. We see all this change. It's scary. It's impacting people so much already. So we can't deny what's happening. But we have to take a little bit of a step back. Think of the pendulum. Everything is temporary and this will pass. But right now, we are struggling, and we should, well, while it's normal to worry, but worrying never changed a situation. And so we have to keep that in mind. And it's a good reminder to pray for peace, for abundance, for security, for all of us, almost like a big group hug here. And I'm the first one to bring that to you because we all need that. So on that note, I also wanted to congratulate Susie Shandol 7668 for winning the the prize of the reading. Thank you so very much. I really appreciate you, and I'll see you soon.